Nature-based virtual reality (VR) sessions, especially those simulating forests, beaches, and other restorative natural settings, are emerging as a promising intervention for healthcare workers struggling with burnout, emotional exhaustion, and chronic stress. After years of intense pressure, long shifts, and high emotional demands, many frontline medical staff continue to carry the psychological scars of pandemic-era workloads and systemic strain. While traditional wellness strategies like counseling, mindfulness, or time off are helpful, they often lack immediacy, privacy, or feasibility during demanding schedules. VR offers something distinct, a rapid, immersive, and deeply personal form of mental reset that can be tailored to the unique needs of those in care professions. Burnout in healthcare is not simply about being tired, it's a deep depletion of emotional, cognitive, and even moral energy. It can show up as detachment from patients, reduced empathy, difficulty concentrating, physical fatigue, or even feelings of guilt and hopelessness. Addressing it requires more than rest. It requires environments that actively restore the nervous system and rebuild psychological resilience. That's where nature-based VR shines. When healthcare workers put on a VR headset and are immersed in a tranquil forest trail or the rhythmic ebb and flow of a quiet beach, their bodies often respond within minutes. Heart rate slows. Breathing deepens. The sympathetic nervous system, which governs the stress response, begins to downregulate. Parasympathetic tone increases, allowing for physical and emotional decompression. These shifts are measurable and repeatable. In studies conducted in hospitals and clinical environments, participants exposed to nature-themed VR experiences report reductions in perceived stress, anxiety, and fatigue, even after short sessions of 10 to 15 minutes. The visual and auditory components of VR environments matter. For frontline workers who rarely get time off or access to green space, stepping into a virtual redwood forest or watching waves crash under a pink sunset sky offers more than visual pleasure. It reactivates the body's innate biophilic response. This is the human tendency to seek out nature, to feel grounded in it, and to heal in its presence. VR allows this response to be triggered even within sterile, high-stress hospital environments. And because the experience is private, easily repeatable, and requires no explanation or social interaction, it fits seamlessly into breaks, off-shift moments, or post-trauma recovery periods. Customizable sessions are especially important. Some healthcare workers respond best to the enclosed, quiet calm of a foggy forest trail. Others may prefer the vast openness of a sunny coastline, where light and sound evoke expansiveness and release. Advanced VR platforms can now adapt scenes based on the user's preferences, offering guided breathing, sound modulation, time-of-day simulations, or even narrative prompts to aid in reflection. These additions can deepen the therapeutic effect without adding cognitive load. The experience remains passive, soothing, and effortless. There's also growing interest in pairing VR nature sessions with short mindfulness practices or biofeedback. In these hybrid approaches, healthcare staff watch a serene lake while being guided through breathwork or gratitude exercises. Some programs even sync virtual environments with real-time physiological data, adjusting the pace of waves or bird calls to match a user's heart rate, creating a kind of interactive calm that adapts to the user's state. This bioadaptive feedback loop enhances emotional awareness and reinforces self-regulation skills, which are critical in burnout prevention and recovery. Institutional integration matters, too. When hospitals and clinics begin to offer nature-based VR as part of their wellness or employee support programs, they send a message that mental health is valued and protected. Placing VR wellness stations in staff lounges, break rooms, or even on mobile carts allows spontaneous, on-the-job access, without the need for scheduling, paperwork, or stigma. Many frontline workers are reluctant to engage in traditional mental health services due to time constraints or privacy concerns. VR sessions bypass these barriers and meet staff exactly where they are, offering emotional relief without judgment or intrusion. Preliminary results from pilot programs are encouraging. In hospitals that implemented regular VR nature breaks, staff reported improved emotional recovery after traumatic events, better sleep, and a greater sense of calm during shifts. While VR cannot and should not replace systemic reforms or professional mental health care, it offers something powerful in the short term: emotional breathing room. In the chaos of modern healthcare, A few minutes of quiet immersion can feel like a lifeline. Perhaps what's most compelling is the psychological contrast. Healthcare workers spend their days surrounded by beeping machines, bright lights, constant urgency, and often human suffering. To step into a space, however virtual, where there is no crisis, no decision to make, no demand to meet, is inherently healing. In that moment, the body remembers how to rest. The mind remembers how to exhale. The heart, so often armored, can begin to soften. Nature-based VR won't solve burnout alone, but it can help people cope while larger solutions are built. It can give care to the caregivers in the moments they need it most, when they're too overwhelmed to talk, too tired to think, and just need a forest, a wave, or a few quiet stars to bring them back to center. In the growing toolbox for healthcare well-being, this digital window into the natural world may be one of the most humane and most hopeful tools we have.